Today is October the 5th, 2015. My name is Tanya Finchum, along with Alex Bishop, and we're with Oklahoma State University. Today we are in Shattuck, Oklahoma, to speak with Ester Stout.
Ester Stout.
And
I used to be Esther Williams.
okay. Well, thank you for talking with us today. Can you tell us when and where you were born? What's your birthday?
Where I was going?
Born?
Oh, I was born let's see, I was born down on the river, I think. I think they call it Lone Bell.
In Oklahoma?
Uh-huh.
And
Lone Bell, Oklahoma.
Lone Bell. And when is your birthday?
August the 3rd,
What year?
1915.
So happy birthday, a little late.
Thank you. I'm pretty old.
Did you have brothers and sisters? Did you have brothers and sisters?
I had one sister and three brothers.
Were you the oldest?
I was next to the oldest.
Okay. What did your father do for a living?
Just a farmer.
What did he farm?
Everything. Maize, corn, wheat, rye, anything there was to do.
And did you have to help?
I had to help all the time.
What did you do?
Oh, I run the tractors and I've shark feed and I've done about everything there is to do on a farm.
Have to milk the cows? Milk the cow?
Yes, I milked. We had the first grade A milking machine in Ellis County.
Yep. Made life a little easier?
Huh?
It made life a little easier?
Yes. But still, it was all run by electricity, but there's still a lot of work to it.
Did your mother work?
Oh, well, my mother just worked at home.
How did she do her laundry?
Huh?
How did she do her laundry?
Just on a washboard like we always did.
And then hang it on the line?
I think so most of the time.
Where did you go to school?
I went to school at Arnett.
Arnett?
Oklahoma. I went to school. I just went to the, and then we moved to Shattuck, and I just went to I didn't go to Pleasure High School. I just went to the 8th grade, I think.
Was the country school a one-room?
It was because we were poor, couldn't afford it. I had to work. I worked at cafes and places.
Did you have a favorite subject in school?
A favorite subject?
In school?
Geography.
Geography. That's the first time someone's answered that way. Did you have to walk to school?
Most of the time.
About how far was it?
About 3 miles.
One way?
3 miles one way. And we rode horses part of the time.
What would you take for lunch?
A piece of biscuit and a big piece of uh, sausage.
Killed your own hogs?
And we carried it in a gallon bucket with our water.
With your water?
It tasted pretty good, too.
About how many were in your class? How many were in your class?
How many
How many students were there with you?
years?
No, how many students in the little school with you?
I had a brother.
Now, how many were in your grade?
I don't remember.
Don't remember. Just a few.
It's been a long time ago.
So you finished the 8th grade and went to work.
Yes.
And did you get married?
Why did I get married?
Did you?
Yes, I got married.
How old were you?
I was 12, I think I was 18 or 19
And how did you meet him?
on the school bus.
And what was his name?
Kenneth Stout.
Kenneth Stout. How did he ask you to marry him?
Well, he asked me, he said, I saved a seat for you on the bus. You can sit by me if you want to, and if you don't want to, I'll find another place. But I sat by him, and that was when my romance started.
And where did you get married?
At Woodward.
At Woodward? At a church or at the courthouse?
Just
Judge.
a judge.
Did you go on a honeymoon?
No, not really. I was too poor. Didn't have any money.
What did he do for a living?
What did I do for
No,
you?
your husband.
But I just farmer. Raised wheat, corn, calf corn, everything that farmers do.
Kenneth was a farmer too?
Yes, Kenneth was a farmer. Kenneth David Stout was his name.
And did you have children?
I had a girl and a boy.
And did they have to help with the farm?
Yes,
Did you raise chickens?
yes, I raised lots of chickens. I used to raise chickens and dress them and sell them at the Best Way store in Shattuck. And we lived in Arnett.
And you got to spend the money? You got to spend the money?
I didn't have any to spend.
When you sold the chickens?
I go shopping, but I usually didn't spend anything.
Well, do you remember the Depression? The Depression?
I do. I remember the Depression. I sure do.
What can you tell me about it?
Huh?
What can you tell me about it?
About the Depression?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I just worked all the time. Whatever there was to do. And I cleaned. I had a garden and raised chickens and raised And I had guineas and well, I was busy all the time.
Were you a member of a homemaker club?
Huh?
Were you a member of a homemaker club?
Yes.
How would you do laundry?
On the old washboard.
I've already asked that, haven't I?
What about the Dust Bowl? What about the Dust Bowl? Do you remember the Dust Bowl?
Huh?
Do you remember the Dust Bowl?
I sure do. I remember that we thought it was a big storm coming, but it was just the dust from way off. It would come from the northwest.
How did you keep the dust out of the house?
I usually didn't keep it out. I had a mop and we mopped our floors and that's about the size of it. Mopped and swept and had a broom.
How'd you keep the animals protected on the farm? How did you protect the animals on the farm?
Well, we had barbed wire fences.
But during the Dust Bowl, did you lose any animals?
I can't remember, but I imagine we did.
Mm-hmm.
Was church an important part of your life? Church? Methodist. Did you go when you were a child? Did you go to church when you were a child?
Yes.
Did you sing in the choir?
No. I couldn't sing. I'd open my mouth up and down there singing, I was singing.
Play the piano?
No.
No. What would you do for fun?
Oh, danced. Quit dancing.
What kind of dancing?
Waltzes and heel and toe and polka and all of their old-fashioned dances.
Heel and toe. I haven't heard that in a long time.
Huh?
Heel and toe.
Heel and toe and polka.
I'm not sure what pokio is. Did you have to have a partner?
Yes, I had a partner.
Did you play sports? Did you play sports?
Not really, not very much.
Ride a horse?
I rode a lot of horses.
Did your father plow with horse or mule?
Huh?
Did your father plow with a horse or a mule?
My father plowed with I think we had tractors already then.
Made it a little easier.
And then we had mules.
And did you sew?
Huh?
Did you sew?
So I did a lot of sewing. Lots and lots of sewing. I made a lot of quilts.
Do you have a favorite pattern?
Well, the star quilt was my favorite, really.
Do a double wedding ring?
Yes.
A little easier than matching those points.
Huh?
It's easier than matching those points.
I've got a ring now. This is my father and mother's golden wedding ring. But I lost mine. I don't remember what happened to it. I think I lost it and never could find it.
Mm.
But this is their ring. It has their initials in it.
Well, that's a keepsake.
And I don't know what I'll do with it. I guess I'll give it to one of my kids if any of them wants it.
It's special. Somebody will.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, what were holidays like?
Huh?
What were holidays like?
Yeah.
What was Christmas like? Christmas.
Christmas?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we usually just have Christmas dinner.
Have a tree,
Yes, usually do.
a cedar.
We used to drag in trees, but got so we didn't do that anymore because I was allergic to that cedar. And I'd break out every time we drug in a tree from the outside, so we used to have an artificial tree.
Going back to quilts, how would you get your fabric?
How what?
How would you get your fabric for quilts?
Oh, I'd go to the cheapest place I could find fabric and buy up a whole bowl of it. I'd usually find a part of a bowl or something like that. And I made rugs, ragged rugs. I did about everything there was to do.
Did you crochet?
Yes, I've crocheted a lot, lots and lots of things.
How did you learn?
Just taught myself. My mother crocheted, so I got the idea, so then you just do your own thinking.
Were you a good cook? Were you a good cook?
I hope I was. At least they ate everything I'd cook.
What was their favorite?
My favorite?
Mhm.
Oh, was just steak and gravy and bread and whatever.
Did you fry your chicken or bake it?
Both. Did both. I fried some chicken, but I baked a lot of chicken too. And that way there wasn't so much grease on it.
Be healthier.
Um,
Make homemade ice cream?
Sure did.
Where would you get your ice?
Oh, they had a place that we could go buy a big chunk of ice and bring it home and wrap it up to try to keep it so we'd have ice for different things.
An ice plant?
Mm-hmm.
And would the county agent come out to the house?
A lot of
A lot of
times.
times.
And the kids would come out to the house. This is my kids.
Remember your first car?
Huh?
Do you remember your first car?
Yeah. big old, big old car with wheels about that big around. And you was pushing more than you was a driving. But we, I think we just had one car like that. Then I had lots of cars.
Or the roads were pretty bad back then?
Yeah, in this, where we lived, they were.
Had to change a lot of tires?
Yeah. It was, down in the sand hills. River.
Have snakes?
Yeah. We usually have to push up every hill we come to.
Push up the hill. You wished you had your horse then.
Yeah.
Was your husband in the war? Did your husband go to war?
No.
Didn't.
We were farmers then, and most of the ones that was raising stuff to eat didn't usually have to go.
Didn't have to. He was doing his work here. Yeah.
Because they needed food.
Right. Did your brothers?
Huh?
Did your brothers go to war?
No, my father wasn't very well.
Your brother?
My mother wasn't too well either. My father had heart trouble.
Well, are you the first one to get to 100 in your family?
I was the first one to get, yes,
To live to 100?
get this old.
Uh-huh.
No, I really, yes, I think I am.
What's your secret, do you think?
I don't have any.
Don't know why?
Huh?
Don't know why?
Yeah.
How did you celebrate your birthday?
Right in here where it's nice and warm.
At a party?
Then my kids could come in here and see me. There's two of them right there.
They think you're pretty special.
Yeah, I think so.
Your daughter said your daughter said you spent a lot of time with your grandkids.
Yes.
Can you talk about that? What was it like to be a grandmother?
Would I like to be a grandmother?
What was it like?
A really great grandmother.
Great grandmother.
Mm-hmm. My grandmother was born in Germany.
Did you take?
She was an insulin.
Did you take care of your grandkids?
My grandkids.
Mm-hmm.
I've taken a lot of care of them.
Mm-hmm.
Practically raised some of them because they always wanted to go home with me.
Did you feed them?
I'd feed them what they wanted. If I had it. I didn't always have it. I raised lots of garden. Sweet corn and carrots and tomatoes and everything.
Did you ever take anything to the county fair?
Always. I usually won first. I really did.
Yeah.
With what?
What did you win with?
Huh?
What did you win for?
Well, for one thing, I taken a big cake one time, and I won a big cake plate. One of them big square plates with a center. I got first on that. And then when I'd take a quilt or something, I'd usually get first or second.
Lots of blue ribbons.
Huh?
Lots of blue ribbons.
Yeah. Because I was pretty particular with what I did. I wanted to do it good or I didn't want to do it.
Well, what piece of advice would you give someone who wants to live 100 years?
Huh?
What piece of advice would you give someone who wants to live 100 years?
I would know, just be your own thing, do your own thing. And I'm over 100 years old. People don't believe me though. So that can't be true. You can't be 100 years old. But I am, I guess. That's what they tell me anyway.
What time did you get up this morning?
I usually get up about 6 or 7. If I'm awake, and sometimes earlier. It depends on how well I sleep that night. That's my bed right over there.
And what time will you go to bed tonight?
I like to be in bed by 9 o'clock. I have a schedule.
And what do you do during the day?
Oh, I crochet or lay in here and sleep and fight the flies. I don't crochet too much anymore, but I used to crochet all the time. I've made lots and lots of crochet work.
Do you read any?
And I read too, but not too long because it bothers my eyes.
What types?
I like to read these books that has the large letters in them. They really are better to read if you can't see very good.
What types of books do you like to read?
Huh?
What types of books do you like to read? Fiction? Biography?
I like to read romance.
Romance?
Romance, yeah.
Harlequin novels?
Huh?
The Harlequin novels?
Yeah. I like anything that's good.
Well, if history were written today,
Huh?
what would you like it to say about you?
like to read today?
If history were written about you, what would you like it to say? How do you want to be remembered?
The good things, I guess. Anyway, I want to be remembered. I want my life to be remembered the way it actually is.
How's that?
Good.
Bucket list.
Do you have anything on your bucket list? Anything on your bucket list? Anything you want to do that you've never done before?
Oh, let's see. I'd like to go to Old Mexico and see I like those green things you get in Old Mexico, those avocados.
Those avocados.
I want them to be nice and soft. And I just love them when you open them up and let the seed fall out and take a spoon and dig out the goodies. There's not very many things I haven't done during my lifetime.
I'm gonna take her to Mexico now and have an avocado. Have you ever traveled?
Traveled?
Did you do much?
Yes.
Yeah. Where was your favorite?
Traveled. We've been in every state in the United States, I think, and was over in Canada, just barely in Canada. We had a travel trailer. Had a trailer that we drove. And it had everything you needed in it. Place to eat and sleep and prepare your food when you would stop and buy food. Had a nice box and everything in
Where's the most favorite place you've ever been?
it. In the west, where the grass grows tall. It's Wisconsin, I think. Isn't that where that grass grows tall?
I don't know that.
You missed something.
Lot of dairy farms in Wisconsin.
You missed something then.
I thought that was here.
That's Grayson, he ought to know.
I don't know where you was talking about. I imagine the Flint Hills of Kansas.
Yeah.
Huh?
Wyoming, maybe.
Wyoming. Montana.
Did you make it to Hawaii and Alaska?
Huh?
Hawaii and Alaska?
Hawaii?
Uh-huh.
No, I've never been in Hawaii.
How about Alaska?
Alaska?
Mhm.
No, I never quite that far north.
How many years were you married?
We was married, I think, if my husband had lived another week, I think we'd been married 63 years. Is that right?
I think you're pretty close.
It's a long time.
It's a long time.
What's that secret?
Yeah, what's the secret to a long, happy marriage?
That's right. Oh, I wouldn't trade my life for anybody else's life.
What's the secret to a long and happy marriage?
Oh, just always be happy together. When I was going someplace, I went with my husband, and when he was going someplace, I usually went with him too. We rode lots of horses.
Did you ever have a favorite horse?
Yeah.
You remember its name?
Gopher.
What was so special about Gopher?
Because I like I like to ride him.
What kind of horse was he?
Oh, he's just a horse,
What color?
a tall horse.
Well, what color was he?
He was kind of a brown looking thing.
Gopher. I always love the names. Did you ever have a family pet?
Huh?
Did you ever have a family pet?
Family bus.
A pet. Like a pet dog or a pet cat?
Family.
A family pet.
Family pack.
Pet.
Yeah. I think we had one time, I think.
Duke
didn't
and
we?
Lassie and all them dogs.
A bunch of dogs.
Huh?
You had dogs. Did you have a dog?
Oh, I don't think I did.
She's getting tired.
Yeah, we're
Wrap it up. I think we're going to stop there. Thank you for talking with us.
Oh, thank you.
It was a pleasure.
Yeah, okay, I'm glad you came in.
I'm glad to.
See me anytime.
I sure will.